Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, October the 7th, 2020. Our scripture reading for today is Matthew chapter 12, Mark chapter 3, and Luke chapter 6. Today's devotional commentary is titled, They Would Have Destroyed Him, and is taken from Matthew 12, verses 1 through 21. Though the public ministry of Jesus was still in its infancy, nevertheless, the enemies of the Lord were present from the beginning, performing miracles as a sign that he was the long-awaited Messiah, foretold by the prophets of Israel. Jesus was enjoying a great following of the people. There was, however, antagonists who viewed him as a threat to their position and influence among the people. The Pharisees were Christ's principal adversaries, and they would plot to discredit and destroy him throughout his earthly ministry, up to his divine appointment with the cross. It was their antagonism and hatred for Jesus that was the catalyst of the confrontation we find in Matthew 12. The Lord's fourth commandment to Israel, remember the Sabbath to keep it holy, was the issue the Pharisees raised against Jesus when they accused him and his disciples of breaking the law according to their standards. Passing through a farmer's field en route to the synagogue on the Sabbath, Jesus' disciples were hungry, and they began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. Ever looking for an occasion to accuse Jesus of wrongdoing, the Pharisees seized upon the opportunity to accuse his disciples of breaking the Sabbath day commandment based on their oral tradition. Rather than bow to his critics, Jesus reminded the Pharisees that the issue was not the fourth commandment, but their stringent interpretation of the Sabbath day commandment. The fourth commandment did not prohibit a man from providing for his physical hunger. After all, David had taken bread from the temple and ate that which was dedicated to God, and the priests ministered on Sabbath days as their service to the Lord was outlined in the Levitical standards in the Torah. Entering into the synagogue on the same day, Jesus encountered a man whose hand was paralyzed. Rather than show compassion for the man, the Pharisees demanded of Jesus, "Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days?" that they might accuse him. Citing a common practice in that rural culture, Jesus demanded of his critics, "Would you not save a sheep that had fallen into a pit on the Sabbath? Is a man not better than a sheep?" Jesus then declared, "It is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days." He then spoke to the man with the withered hand, "Stretch forth thine hand." And his hand was healed completely. So how did the enemies of Jesus respond? Not only to his teaching, he being Lord even of the Sabbath, but also the healing of the man with the paralyzed hand. We read in Matthew 12 and verse 14, the Pharisees went out and they held a council against him, how they might destroy him. Oh, the hypocrisy. On one hand, they demanded their interpretation of the Sabbath law should usurp the will of God, and in the other, they plotted to destroy Jesus and violate the sixth commandment, "Thou shalt not kill." And how did Jesus respond to the wicked, malicious intent of his enemies? We read, he withdrew himself from them. Matthew 12:15. I found the decision to withdraw oneself is a difficult one, especially when an enemy is unrelenting in his plot to destroy you. The matter of Christ is one we should emulate after all. The Spirit of God is gentle, not brazen. Romans 12:18 and 19. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord."